My man, I just hit record, so I just
Yeah,
nothing official yet. But yeah, man, I'm finally, brother. I
like already, like
know, man. Let me turn this around real quick. I want to see something. So I was trying to let me see, use my phone too. Oh damn.
uh,
Hold up. See how pretty I am real quick. So you had the day off? Oh shit, I didn't do it right. So you had the day off today?
yeah, the day was all day off, whatever. I got like an episode off or whatever, but
Uh,
tomorrow's back to work on the commercial side of things.
mm-hmm. No, I can
Yeah,
dig it.
at Jackson and Lewis back good, bro. Like I got a situation, you know what I'm saying, that we got a place to shoot it and all that.
Oh,
So
for real?
yeah, that's why I was talking to Saf and Pierre about that the other day. We was talking about calling you, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
because sitting down as a team and writing it this time, you know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah, cause that's and it's funny you said it. 'Cause that's actually, man, that's the only way it's really gonna get done.
yeah, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And it's gonna, and then it'll make it, like we could be really be critical on
Mm-hmm.
what we can make the episode shorter.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The joint with the whole should be making, well, as long as we make the episode shorter, we be good. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah,
man. No, you definitely like. Let me move my mic up. Like you definitely learn a lot doing something like that. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Because it's not like, oh, that's even better. It's not like we did it and then like it sucked. Like it was actually really good for, you know what I'm saying, for.
For what we for no budget, no,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was just like no, limited location, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
limited resources, and then it was just like we still brought it to light. So it's crazy. I had to appreciate them. I had to look at the episodes, especially the episodes like last month. Like
Oh,
I looked
word.
at them, I'm like, oh, okay, like this
My
was
bad.
actually funny, like.
Yeah, like and I had people tell me all the time. I'm gonna take this off real quick. I had people tell me all the time, like, yo, that wasn't bad, and I'm like, well, you know,
you know,
thank
like
you.
we was
Cause
that's
like,
how we felt. We was reaching, and when we ain't had a platform like like you could do it now. Like it was all of this was happening, starting
right,
to happen when it was going on. Like we was before the wave, like like the Fat Boy SSEs and all that. That's what they caught that wave, like
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
No, I know what you're saying. Like, I'm just look at myself real quick. But yeah, I
That's
know what
like,
you're saying. It's like,
I mean, you can see me good though, right? You good? We good?
oh yeah, you straight. It's just
All
me,
right.
cause I had my little. Let me pull myself up real quick, if I can. I don't know if I can. I had yeah, I was just trying to look at myself, my little backdrop there, but I could crop that out later. I ain't even worried about it. I'm just being extra for like no reason. And I look like
Uh,
I got the
uh,
phone right here, and I got the mic like right in front of it. Like I look like I got like I got a big dick sitting in front of me, and it's not cool. Because it's like it got a pop filter on it, and it's black. And it's like, yo, it's like this big, yo. I'm like, yo, that shit don't look right, yo.
it's crazy, bro. Uh,
Oh man. All right,
no.
man. Let me just kick it with this. So basically, yo, like I told you yesterday. Well, actually, before I even get to all that, like, I was telling, I forgot her name, and I apologize. When I was talking to the young lady, um, I just wanted to like basically just do this for my podcast.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, man. And you just talk to first of all talk to my boy number one, but then
yeah,
like
yeah,
I just thought it'd be cool just to kind of like ask a couple background questions for the most part. I mean, we just gonna sit here and chit chat like we just been doing, but um,
yeah.
background questions. I ain't gonna ask you too much about the show. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Anything, what I'm saying, anything up to season 5 that I was in, from season 3 to season 5, I could answer. I
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
man, like season 6 is hush,
yeah, yeah,
mum's the word. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So I can't see your face. I think the phone,
Now you can see. Oh yeah, it was good. It was better. Now you can't see.
yeah,
Back.
it like dropped down or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Was it better the first time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, even if you just want to lean in, like whatever you're comfortable with. But I was looking at your neck down just 2 seconds ago.
I'm trying to make sure it look good on both ends.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. Well, like yeah, that's cool right there.
Okay.
Well, it's a little low, but because it's cutting off your head. Oh my, let me make my screen bigger too. Hold on.
Right
All right.
here.
Yeah, that's cool.
All
Yeah,
right, there you go.
yeah, that's
All
perfect
right.
actually, yo. So yeah, I'll probably just end up taking cutting the intro on my own. You know what I'm saying? So we all
Yeah,
see.
whatever. Just we'll rock with it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So yeah, again, man, I appreciate your time though. Seriously, brother. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I got you, bro. Like like we brothers from way back, like frat brothers for real. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's
So all right. So let me. I was thinking about this today too, bro, because I was actually like, and not that I didn't know anything about your career, obviously, but like, I was like, let me just look up some stuff online, some IMDb type stuff. See, there's a Wikipedia joint or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So aside from that, I was like, yo, I remember Omar from high school.
right.
So online, I'm like, the bio is real brief, but it's like, Omar Scroggins from New Jersey, born in such a year, and I'm like, wait, hold on, time out. Yeah,
I
wait.
think I'm ready, bro. Go ahead.
I'm like, yo, wait, do the math, carry the one. Nah, son. So,
Yeah,
yo,
right.
so, so let me just ask you, what year where'd you go to high school? I know, but just tell everybody where you went to high school, man.
Well, I went to high school at St. Benedict's Preparatory School, Newark, New Jersey.
That's right,
You know what I'm
brother.
saying? Great B's, you feel me? Always
Yeah.
a B all day. Um, uh, Bottom line is, for whatever reason, I don't know why this happened, but they got it in their head that I was born in 1973.
Yeah.
So that would make me older than my older brother. You feel me? My middle brother, that would make me older than him.
Right.
So, but like, I don't know, IMDb is like the cloud or something. Like, it's like once they get in there, you can't, it's like you can't undo certain things. Like, put pictures and stuff up there, but it's like I can't make changes to that account. And I
Right.
never had that account. You feel me? So
Yeah.
I'm like, man, they killing me because I know people looking at me look like how young I look anyway.
Yeah.
I was born in 1980 as it
Cool.
is. So
Right. Cool.
let's get it all straight out there. 19, I'm not gonna lie about my age, say I'm younger. I'm not gonna do none of that. What I'm gonna do is 1980. I'm 38.
Right.
December 19th. That's everything. So this 1973 jazz, I don't know where that came from. You know what I'm saying? So, but
I'm tripping. I was tripping. I'm like, hold up, man. So yeah, so just for the world to know, we like I said, like you said, we both went to we went to the same high school, went to St.
yes,
Benedict's. You know what I mean? So that's how I knew. That's where I remember you from. So
right,
like when we hooked up back in what was that 2012, 2013 to do
oh, right.
Jackson and Lewis, which is our web series, I was like, duh, I know this dude. So it just
That
made it more comfortable. You know what I mean?
Right. It was just, sometimes that's how the universe works. It put things
Yeah.
together. Once you meet somebody, you always connect to them, and
Yeah.
if you on the right path and for your own purpose, you're definitely gonna meet them again and get a project going or something like that.
Yeah,
So,
especially and it's funny because even with Pierre, like
yeah.
Pierre Coleman, the director, we went to the same
Mhm.
grade school. So through the magic of social media at the time, Facebook specifically, he hits me up, yo, you a writer? Yeah, you went to CCS? Yeah, man, I remember P when he was like in kindergarten, son.
Right. So it's 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah,
You know how,
yeah, and I think it's funny because I always tell people I think it's more like three now.
right?
You know what I mean? With like social media and just
Oh yeah, definitely.
people
It's
getting
all
around.
transparent. Thanks to
Yeah.
Obama, all transparent.
So going
I,
to Benedict. So now you've been acting. At least I remember you acting back in high school, correct?
I've been acting since I was 11, so
Damn,
that would make it 28 years.
11. So how did you get started in acting?
Well, I went to the Newark Boys Chorus School, right next to Symphony Hall in Newark, New Jersey,
Yeah.
Broad Street, and I was part of the choir or whatever. I was in the apprentice chorus. I was in 5th grade. It was a Christmas concert, and
Hmm.
I was performing in the Christmas concert, and I stuck out like even in the whole chorus. Just me, my facial expressions, the thing that they had me doing. I had to act out something on stage. The executive director, her name was Liz Del Tufo. One of her best friends had just happened to own the agency. His
Hmm.
name is Sid Cole of Gold Star Talent. He saw that and then saw me do a couple of other jokes and things when I wasn't supposed to be so.
Right. No, I couldn't picture you doing that at all.
Yeah. Right. Not at all. Not at all. And he told me, instead of doing it like that, you could get money for doing this because you probably, you got something like that. But I've been
That's
acting
awesome.
ever since I could talk.
Hmm.
I had my own show. When you came over the house, you had to do the own show. I'm in diapers. I'm Superman. I'm Michael Jackson. I'm this one. I'm that one. You know, that's just what it is. That's what I took to. So I've always been this actor. It just that's when it actually culminated.
Were your parents a heavy influence in that?
Well, yeah. I mean, they wanted me to do whatever I wanted to do, but I didn't realize until after I had been doing it for about 15 years that my grandmother was an actress.
Oh, wow.
My father was a dancer and an actor as well. Awesome. Nobody told me anything. You know how black families, it's like going to therapy. Nobody want to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And bottom line, it was just something that was natural to me. And I just always, no matter what I wanted to do, I always stood out in the crowd. So.
Mm-hmm. So you had that in your genes.
I had to have another job. Like, I'm fortunate, but I'm blessed by God's grace and mercy. Yeah. That I never had to have another job. Like, I always had a career, so I'm blessed for that. That's something I could, even with all the ups and downs.
Did you end up going to undergrad for that? Any drama or anything like that?
I went to West Barron, kids for acting class when I was a kid, and for sitcoms, and then I went to Anne Rattray, one of the renowned acting coaches in New York.
Okay.
I went to her, and then after that, I just started picking up on different methods, Stanislavski, the Meisner, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pretty much came up with my own way of getting into character, and then it took, and then now here I am.
Yeah, you perfected your craft.
That's what they don't understand. Like, just what they said. Everybody want to hate on Tom Brady,
right?
But while people are sleeping, he's working for 18 hours a day. That's why he's the GOAT.
Right.
You can't, whether or not I like him or not, I'm a Dallas fan, so it is what it is.
Right.
So
sorry about that.
Whether I like him or not, it don't matter. He's still the GOAT at the end of the day.
Now, how long would you say it takes? You said you've been. How long has it been? 20 since you were a kid. So over 28.
28 years.
28 years. At what point did you fit into the game mathematically, years wise? How many years in did you feel as though, do you in kind of retrospect think it took you to kind of find your footing and to master your craft?
I think that like I found it last year, really. I mean, as far as before, I was just a raw talent.
Mm-hmm.
You see them? I was talent. I said, well, I don't really have to rehearse like that because I got it already. You see what I'm saying? Like, get it in a split second. Just like, we got an instant society right now. Well, I was an instant rehearsal. You feel me? Like, yeah, get it going. And you saw how we did it in Jackson and Lewis. I wouldn't even study, come to the script, and then we do what we got to do in a day's time and still be out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when I started to understand that I had to hone my craft and beat it into myself and then get those words into me, into my fabric, into my DNA, started to take a life of his own. And I'm like, oh, this is what it is. So I want to keep growing. Like, I don't want to be, oh yeah, I'm satisfied where I am right now. I want to keep growing until when I could actually turn into another character that I feel was going on. Because when now it's to the point where I could feel the emotions of that character, the breaths and everything was going on with that character. It takes me time to desensitize now coming out. You know what I mean? Now I can understand why all of the greats say that they need therapy and things like that.
Right, kind of like a Heath Ledger kind of.
Exactly. Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix, Kathy Bates. You see what I'm saying? Those people, Jim Carrey, those people that can, Jamie Foxx. Those people that had to actually transform. Sometimes that's why. Like I said, when it's a career, it's a body of work.
Right.
So you're gonna always be. I just want to be the best at whatever moment I am on that set. Whatever I'm doing at that moment, I want to be present and vulnerable. So I could take advantage of the situation, because as people, we're vulnerable, but we try to hide our vulnerability, and that's what makes us characters and different archetypes and things like that.
Yeah. So that you mentioned, last year, you said you feel as though about last year in 2018 that you kind of really just hit that stride craft wise. It's interesting you say that, because one of the things I wanted to ask you was, and again, something I was thinking about earlier was, we did the web series, and I just kind of referenced that as a reference point, because was 2013, I think I said, right? Yeah. Roughly. So it seemed as though you kind of went under the radar a little bit, just from where I sat. Yeah. As a friend, as a fan as well, but you kind of went under the radar a little bit, and then you reemerged, say 2016-ish, 2015 maybe,
Right.
and you
Yeah.
popped up on the Get Down. I know you were still doing work in between, but
Yeah, and then I popped up on the Get Down and Power at the same time. It was both in 2015.
okay.
You see what I'm saying? But I did Doubt before that,
Mhm.
and then while I was on Power, I got Blind Spot and Gotham, and little things here and there.
Yeah.
And I did even though I wasn't visible, I did a Swiffer commercial called The Frog, The Princess and the Frog, with the little black girl chasing the frog throughout the house, and the father's cleaning up, and the frog is just jumping all over the place. She can't get it. I did that one. I did a voice on that the first time when they were doing "You Got a Life, You Got a Swiffer." Like, I started that campaign.
Okay.
So though I was out of the public's eye, I was making other moves behind the scenes, but at the same time, I had fell on hard times. I had fell on hard times. I found out that my son was diagnosed with autism on the spectrum, and then after that, I was because work was a little scarce at the time. You know what I mean? And at the time, I found myself homeless. You know what I mean? And those experiences just really sharpened me to make a movement towards being great. Those experiences, being out there almost at the edge of death, like every day, 24 hours a day, because you don't know. This is Newark, New Jersey. Yeah, you get shot for no reason. Like, you go to the store and get shot trying to buy a stove, like trying to buy a. You feel me? So, to be able to survive that, that was by God's grace and mercy. That wasn't me. I ain't strong enough to survive that. Nobody is. So, I knew I had a purpose. So now it's using my platform to show people that you can make it out of that dark place. No matter what, and then you could come out shining. Sometimes you got to go in that dark place to become a diamond, right? That's what happened, right? Diamond. It's all about is don't get no darker than that. I mean, even with creation, right? When you're in your mother's stomach, you're in the dark for 9 months, 10 months, however. Right. And then you come out into the light and you got to experience this. So now it's like I'm being reborn, you know what I mean? And it feels like it's a second career, even though it's my first, it's my first. It would be like my third doctorate. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Now, how has that, I know you said it, has made you better. You feel, in a sense, you actually do feel reborn. But having had those experiences, as an adult, going through that, what's now your mindset in terms of, okay, now it's long term, because no one's getting any younger.
Right, right.
And you had this kind of, I don't want to say late in life, because we're young guys, we're young people.
Yeah.
But how has this now shaped your outlook for the future for you personally?
Well, it's like, the thing about going through stuff for a long time, going through a struggle, because I would say that as far as, even though I was successful in this business, to be in the business for 28 years and to just be getting to this point, it's just like a long phase. It's like almost being a monk in Shaolin. So when you get to the point where it's like you learn those martial arts so sharply that when you the real world and you spread it to the real world, you already know what's going to happen. You already know what's going to do. You can see it coming before it comes. You can slow down the process. You one with the universe. So that's why I am right now. It's like I'm one with the universe and the creator, the most high, is guiding my steps. So I already know, like, I've been through the turmoil. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like I went through whatever I had to go through in hell to reign in heaven. You see what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time, I'm like, even my bad days are great days. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm grateful for every part of the journey. See, people look at it, they look at the successes, but they don't look at the journey. You can't appreciate the success without the failure. Like, the failure is the teacher. It's like, oh, this is what's happening. So now it's like, I feel like even though I'm still growing as a performer, as an artist, I feel like I'm at the point where I'm sharp enough to keep going, to keep rising. You see what I'm saying? Because I've been knocked down so many times, so long. So it's like it's.
Does that also kind of keep you humble in a way? Because you've been working on these two, particularly these last two, Power and the Get Down, pretty high profile projects. In terms of even just, I don't know what the audience so much was for the Get Down, but I know the audience for Power. The base.
It's a really big stage, but see, at the same time, like you said, the being grateful and being humble the humility takes you over to the next phase, because it's like, it's like, wow, I didn't have to be here, so I know this is by God's doing. So I appreciate it so much that whatever I can do with my platform to give back, I will.
Good.
Like I heard it was a speech that Denzel Washington said, and I never met him to this day, but I will. And when I do meet him, I'm gonna tell him you changed my life, because like he was saying something about, I'm paraphrasing right here, like, so, but he was saying, make sure that you put your shoes under your bed, so that every time in the morning when you about to leave, you got to get down on your knees and be grateful, be grateful for God's grace and mercy, and everything else that falls between that, family, love, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, overstanding. But it's a whole nother conversation. But
oh yeah, for sure.
Even still, that happens to me now. So I keep the gratefulness and the knowing that I'm doing or waking up every day because of God's mercy before everything that I do, and it made me a better performer. Right. Like, I can do things that I would normally not be able to do. Like, I would have the ability to do it, but now I can reach that because I'm not even worried about it. I'm just being vulnerable, and I'm literally letting God guide my steps and through my body, like literally. So just go ahead.
No. Continue. What I was gonna say was, thinking back again. We're talking about, you're kind of taking me on this journey with you. So thinking, what was your first big break? Not even your first gig, but what do you consider your first big break?
Big break, like, I mean, because it's crazy, because I've been under the radar for so long. I guess I say that the thing that I was most consistently on during my earlier years was Law and Order. You see what I'm saying? Because everything else, like, to be honest, like everything else that I was in a lot of Spike Lee productions as well. Like, and I was in Crooklyn, and
now, see, I didn't know that until I did that today. I was like, well, wait a minute, he was in Crooklyn too.
yeah, that was when I first started. That was when I first started. But the thing about Crooklyn was, because it was centered around the family, because of the way they wanted to go in with the film, a lot of the scenes that I were in got cut out. Okay. Because I was taking it to another place. They wanted to focus on that character now. And that became part of my story. Like, whatever little character I would go for the main character, but I would do something a little less than that. And when I did what I did, I would go to the highest extent. So they were saying that it was like, wow, it's like you standing out, like you're a scene stealer. So it's like, instead of getting the recognition, I get on the cutting room floor. Right.
Kind of like
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, it's kind of like my man and the guy with Jared Leto in Suicide Squad.
Right.
They cut all the scenes out because he was just so damn good.
Exactly. It's like, we can't. That's another movie now.
Yeah.
So, and that happened a lot of times on a lot of different stages. With stars and people. I don't really have to name their names now.
Of course.
Because I'm happy that it happened. Because it made me better. Because I'm like, I'm gonna work harder. And now I got to the point where it's like, it's a smooth transition into working hard, and I appreciate that. Especially being on the set of Power. Courtney Kemp, first of all, as the creator and showrunner, is a genius. First of all, her writing squad, I mean, they're a bunch of geniuses that they put together, and it's just like, we're so fortunate to have writers like that can help you take a story and shape it in such a way, and then still help your character grow all at the same time. There's like it's really real life. It's very authentic and organic the way they bring a character into the light, from the shadows into the light. It's like they introduce them, and then they bring them up, and then they bring them up just like how real life would be, So yeah, it's definitely awesome. It's definitely awesome being a part of that whole situation.
Now, since you brought it up, and I'm trying to hold off on it because I know people. Oh, they got somebody from Power. Oh my god.
You gotta do what you gotta do. We're gonna keep catching up. You know what I mean? It'll be more of these, but we got things to do behind these cameras. So so we can get to the meat of it. You feel me?
For sure. And it's funny because and that's funny because I was actually kind of low key looking for you this summer when I was at the American Black Film Festival, ABFF, in Miami.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what I was doing.
Man, you was missing a hell of a time is what you was doing.
Yeah, well, I'll be there next time.
You need to. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
we
didn't.
definitely. Yeah, I've been there before with
Yeah,
with lesser things going, but
yeah, because I didn't. Now,
definitely.
not for nothing, I didn't go to the panel they had for the show because man, like the way they had it set up. So, and you think you said you've been before,
Mm-hmm.
right? So yeah, the way they had it set up for the show for Power was like they advertised it, right? Oh,
Right,
the cast is gonna be there. The season premieres in like 2 weeks or whatever it was. So everybody
right,
was
right,
jazzed for it. So you're like, okay, I bought this $17,000 pass to go to ABFF. So
right,
maybe I could partake in that. Something for the fellas to do, whatever, whatever. So now
right,
the way
right,
they
right.
actually had it set up, and it's not a knock on anybody, but it was just kind of, it made me just go, okay, well, I'm here to work and to have fun, but really to work, trying to pitch my material. So I'll
Right,
leave that for the fans. And
right.
so they actually had like a setup where you actually had to like sign up for like Verizon or something like that. You know
Yeah,
how they do, where they give you the free T-shirts and they start
yeah,
blowing up your
yeah, yeah.
phone. Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah. Promotion.
promote.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how they did it. So I was kind of a little taken aback by that. But again, I mean that has nothing to do with the show. That's just the way the
Right,
event,
right.
So
Just
I was,
marketing. Right,
yeah.
right.
So basically, like I said, I was kind of low key looking for you. I'm like, oh, Omar might be down here. You know what I mean? The Spank
Mhm.
Dog. So
Yeah. Well, next time for sure, because we
yeah.
got some things in store this season. So next time I'll be down there for sure.
So just for those people that don't know, your character on the show is named Spanky.
Right. Spanky,
Spanky.
Spanky dog.
Spank Dog. So tell
Team Spanky.
everybody, and I obviously, I watched the show too, but tell everybody about Spank. Tell everybody what you can about your character Spanky.
Well, I don't want, like I said, I don't want to give too much
No, no,
away.
no, no, not, and I just mean it. So when
So
I even say that, I mean,
I'm gonna put it to you like this,
uh,
because like I said, to keep my job, like I'm
oh,
gonna
of
put it
course,
to you
nah,
like this,
brother,
like
please,
no, 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 I'm just playing. Everybody
yeah,
say that off the show, like this is one of my first interviews, so it's like I never got to say that. I always wanted to say, I always wanted to say that, but yeah, basically, Spank is the character description actually when I was a grimy street cat, like a grimy street dude, like so I looked at it like, all right, like I know what that is. I could take that a lot of different ways.
right,
So it was like, oh, okay, so what we gonna come up with, And they was just saying that he wore glasses. So I said, all right, boom. So I was like, glasses. So I said, okay. So I thought about it. I was like, when I was doing this backstory, I'm like, wow, okay, so a lot of the kids that get spankings as kids, right? They're really pretty much leaders from doors, so they don't want to listen to nobody, right?
mm, mm,
So they learn how to listen from getting spanked, right? And then it's like, yo. So then I came up with the backstory. It was like, yeah, I used to get the spankings, but now I give them. That's how That's what I came up with before I went into the audition.
mm-hmm,
And of course, Spanky being the little dude, the little rascal, the little ringleader. You just see what I'm saying? But then when I got to it, I'm like, all right. When I started to see how after I booked the part, and I started to see how the character was developing, how they were writing, I was like, wow, so he's listening first. And you got to
mm,
listen before you lead, right? So you got to be silent, right? Because it's the same letters as listen, silent, the same letters in the word. So you got to do that. So it was like, okay, so most of my reactions were facially. And then it was like, okay, little one-liners here and there.
yeah,
So it was like, okay, so because of the one-liners, he's witty, so it was comical. So it was like,
yeah,
okay, that's what stands out. It's like the comical, because every in the street is always a little funny little dude that's serious though.
yeah,
Don't get him mad, but
right,
he gonna try to keep you laughing.
right,
So, and then it just kind of developed into what is gonna be this season.
okay,
So it's like bottom line, I'm the lighter side of the show. Like
right,
I'm the light note because
right,
it's such a dark show with so much murder
mm-hmm,
and scandal and this and that. So I'm a light moment in the show. I'm like, you get to say, oh man, there goes Spanky. You know what I
mm-hmm,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
Me
and
and
I'm
Two-Bit,
kind of looking forward to that.
like yeah, me and Two-Bit like Abbott and Costello with a hood or something.
Right. Yeah, because I even noticed that, like, and you said it perfectly because, so, and I'm just kind of looking at my notes here, but let me see, this year, last year, in 2017. So, yeah, and I noticed it last season that there was a bit of progression, not just screen time progression, but in
Right,
terms of
right, right.
just how you moved, how Spanky moved, and his reactions to things where he was, like you say, he was in cut. But then he rolled up on
Right.
Cat. I forget the one episode. Rolled up on Cat on the side with the piece.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
like, no, don't even think about it. Whatever you said. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, okay,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
see that. I
yeah,
see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I see
Yeah.
that that he's growing. Now I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah, yeah,
where this
yeah, yeah.
goes, but just I'm biased, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
It's you know, it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely some growth, and I make growth, and I appreciate the powers that be over at the show power and at Stars for giving me a chance, especially so late in the show,
Mm.
you know, to give me a chance to spread my wings, you know, and I really appreciate that, to blossom and butterfly out here. I appreciate that.
What's it like on set?
It's really a family. You wouldn't think it, but it's a family environment. Like
Mm.
everybody, well, and that starts with, you know, number one on the call list. You know, that starts with Amari.
Mm.
You know,
Right.
and you know, you got Joe and Tori, and you know, everybody follows up. And like I said, and the thing about it is, it's just like they so down to earth, and they're just ready to work, and it's about the work, and it's about making it a family environment, and that comes down, and Courtney starts with that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as the creator and the showrunner, the team that she put together is family oriented people. So
Mm-hmm.
even the executive producers, it's like you don't feel like, even though it's a big money show
Right.
and it's major, but you don't feel like that. They don't make it feel like that. It's really like, it really feels like an independent,
Mm-hmm.
because of how loving everybody is, and what kind of structure it is. It's like, it's not too big. Nobody feels like they're too big. There's no ego
No
or
egos.
creep going on the set like that. I mean, and I'm talking about La and I'm just, you know, there's such great people. You know,
Right.
I mean, it's just it's crazy. You know, Joe is is amazing to work with. You know what I mean? But you'll see, we got some stuff in store
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
season. You know, a couple light moments for people too. You know what I mean?
Now, did you and Tori know each other in high school too? Because she's from, obviously, but she's from around the way too.
Well, nah, I mean, we didn't know each other in high school. Not really. It was just it's like, you know, we went to the same studios or
Gotcha.
whatever. Like when she was in 3LW at that time, I was in a group called Chain Reaction. We were
Mm-hmm.
rapping at that time. You know, we used to use some of the same producers. You know,
Right.
but we never really met each other until one time in Miami, you know, at ABFF, as a matter of fact,
Mm.
we ran into each other, but we never really knew each other until we started working on the show. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And then we just came up with the connection, like, oh yeah, wow, from Jersey, you know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah.
then it just kept going Jersey strong from there, you know, because Rotimi's from Jersey too. It's a whole bunch of Jersey.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so like I said, that's why it's a family environment.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking forward to the most in terms of what comes? What happens? I know, again, not giving away anything, but in terms of your character, like, is there something that you're like, oh, I can't wait for you guys to see that? Like, do
It's
you
a
have?
whole It's a whole bunch of that this season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what I
What's up?
can say is that, you know, you get to know Spanky a little more this season.
Good.
That's all. You know what I mean? The questions, all of the questions will be answered. Well, what is Spanky really like? Even though he
Right.
say, like, I know he's the funny one, but what is he really about?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get to see some of the backstory and why I'm around these dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a reason that he's around. He's not just around just because he crack jokes all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are a bunch of killers and drug, you know, kingpin. This is the game. So you got to see who he is in this game too, to be such a small in stature but such big in character. It's so big in character. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Now, switching gears a little bit, what advice would you have for an aspiring actor?
That Rome wasn't built in a day, and it takes a long time. So even if you make it quick, it still takes a long time. So it like, you might luck up and catch fire,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but sustaining it is what the journey is about. So therefore, I would say that persistence and patience is the key to success in this game. So it's like, I'm working because I love to work.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this game, you know, you heard the saying, hurry up and wait, right?
Yeah.
So how I take that, and what I learned about that, especially last season, was, so I gotta hurry up and be on time so I could get paid to wait. Because you really get to wait. You don't get paid to actually act. Because when you do that because this is what we love to do. Everybody in this game is passionate about whether they're acting, especially their performers, they're passionate about what they do. So you would do it even if no one was watching or you wasn't getting paid. But the fact that you wait to get paid is like, oh, this is what I'm doing. So therefore, you have to practice on persistence and patience, because that's what this game is all about. So when you get, because it's like now, and then you'll get to the point where, okay, hurry up and get good enough so you can wait for your chance to showcase it.
Wow.
And then hopefully you can be lucky enough to be able to showcase it time and time and time and time again. But then that's where persistence comes in. Because when I have to study for a scene, I don't stop studying until it's done. So it's like somebody might be talking to me, but I'm going over lines. Because I want to remember everybody's line. Because I want to know what everybody's doing. Because I can only know what I'm doing or be authentic if I know what everybody else is doing. So the thing about it is, it's like, study people if you want to be in this business. Like, learn how to study people, watch yourself in the mirror, study people's try to study psychology, really, because that's what it really is. It's psychology, and then it's acting it out. It's like, let's play psych games and then let's act it out. So we're going to play a whole bunch of make-believe and then act like we're not crazy at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? So it takes a lot to be in this business, and it's emotional and it's draining. And that's why a lot of the stars are assholes. And that's why you see that, because of the fact that they're so drained from playing different characters, you're taking bits and pieces from other people, especially if you don't know who you are. That's why I think that it's almost paramount for anybody in this business that want to be an actual, what they call, I will never call myself a star. I am what I am. I just do what I do. I'm a personality. This is what I do. But anybody that wants to be successful in this game, you should have to go through some kind of hardship, be homeless for a time or something, so you could have something to pull from. Not wishing nothing bad on nobody.
Nor should they voluntarily be homeless as well.
Like voluntarily homeless, but at the same time, something traumatic like that to give you a sense of purpose that's more than a dollar sign. You know what I'm saying? Dollars don't mean anything to me. That's just something that comes with the territory. More so than anything, I want to have a voice so I can help people with mental health. Because that's what it is. It's all about mental health. They diagnosed me being bipolar and this, that, and the fourth when it was a chemical imbalance. But that's another interview. That's another story.
No, I got you, brother.
I'll come out with that one but that'll be in the book.
I was just about to say that too. That'll be in the in the bio, in the biography.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No. I feel it. But but it's funny because, like, to your point though, people, whether you're an actor, or a fireman, a police officer, whatever, man, people, you never know what someone's dealing with.
Right.
And it's so hard, and everybody's out here, and I'm not saying I'm not guilty of it either from time to time, but we judge people, and you just never know what somebody's got on their plate. Exactly.
Yeah.
And having my, if you remember my old job, I don't talk about it on these airwaves.
Right.
It's a no as I sip my water, as I sip my tea. Hold on. You deal with people that have mental health issues, and just hardship. Forget the mental health, but just the hardships, man. And I think as a society, we got to be a little more understanding sometimes.
Yeah. But it's all a part of it. Everybody got to go through their own little struggle, so it's gonna be hard. You know what I'm saying? People supposed to not understand it, because if you do get to it, the actual meat of it, and actually understand it, then you actually clear the mountain. It's like climbing a mountain. You know what I mean? In order to see the other peaks of the mountain, you got to get to the top. So it's rough. You know what I mean? It's like, you ain't never hear nobody say, "Yo, they helped me climb up this mountain." Nah, like you're doing that by yourself.
Yeah,
you can't take time off, and that's what I'm saying. So going through something traumatic is like climbing the mountain with the riches. It's tough and everything. You think you're not gonna be able to make it, and you actually make it. It's something that happens to you that makes you appreciative forever, or you should be.
Yeah. So this, the TV show aside, what's next for you?
Oh man. Well, I'm a businessman, so it's a lot of things that I have in store as far as other projects, with being a filmmaker and things like that. But I want to keep most of that
Of course.
under wrap until we, But like I said, my whole thing is that what's next for me is to help people, like I said, with my platform and create jobs for people. That's my main, to create jobs for people. That's my main goal. Take care of the generations to come after us, because right now, we got a lot going on with the people that's leading this country, and we don't have to talk about it.
Of course not. Yeah.
But if you create jobs, then then you can help out with certain things that's happening. Right? I'd rather be about it than talk about it.
Right. Now, and real quick, I know something else I was thinking about too. Now, and I'll let you go. Going through, and I'm a big advocate for, specifically, where we went to high school.
Right.
In different ways. I've run across people that are like, oh, my son is misbehaving. What should I do? Well, what high school does he go to? Like, you should try this.
Right. Yeah.
Having that upgrade, it sounds like we're doing free promotion for St. Benedict's Prep, but we're not, because neither one of us are getting a dime of that.
Right.
And I'm gonna tag him all up in this.
CNN and all that. Like,
Word.
You know what I mean?
Word.
Father Ed, they know how to move over there.
Is it just me, or does Father Ed looks like he sleeps in a cryogenic machine? Like, he has age.
Yeah, I know. It's like maybe he was vegan way before. He must be like a breatharian or something. Like, he's like this, what I'm saying? Like all liquids or something. Yeah. Like, he's like, it's crazy. Like, it's like he's in the, like, I think he's got one of those cryogenic machines. One of those machines. Word. He's sleeping in one of those cryogenic freezers at night.
In the monastery with like holy water, cross. What they call it, the robe, just draped across the top. Somebody bothers him. Yeah.
Y'all going to hell.
No, we're not. I heard that.
Nah, he's been looking like the same age for like 40 years. Like, Word. I promise you.
And it is not a diss. It's fact.
It's fact. Like, it's like, yo, he looked at me like, yo, the same. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm a whole 40, almost a 40-year-old, and he still looked the same.
Word. It's ridiculous. But that experience, man. How did that shape you in terms of, because you talk about giving back to the community and going through hardship, again, it's like you said, it's kind of like being in a fraternity almost.
It was.
How did that shape you?
OSB, you know what I'm saying? Or the St. Benedict's. That's we got our pens at graduation,
True.
We
and membership cards. Yeah, and membership cards.
And membership cards and credit cards. And the bank was right there inside the school. Like, it was this kind of thing. I mean, basically, what we learned in Benedict's, one of the sayings was, whatever hurt my brother hurts me.
Mm-hmm.
And brother don't have to mean just brother. I mean, it was an all boys school, but we talking about the brotherhood or the humanity at one, because what people don't understand is that we might look different and everything like that, have different cultures, but we all one race, human. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So it's time for people to band together and start figuring out, like, all right, we're one voice, one people, so let's move towards that. And that's the only way to help what's going on in the world today. So a foundation like St. Benedict's was, a real good place, because it was like, if one of us got in trouble, everybody got in trouble. Like, everybody in your whole, we had groups. Yeah. Everybody, person in the group was messed up. We had the whole group get messed up.
The whole group had to stay, dog.
And when you came in freshman, the whole freshman class got it. And one person got the line, the whole line got we all got punished. Yeah. To let us know that, that we got to definitely be there for each other. And then, I mean, things like the freshman overnight and the trail, those things that have us band together, and you realize that you could do different things with teamwork. Right. And that was the whole thing about the grade B, building on solid foundation. You can't build on sand. You see what I'm saying? We learned a lot of that stuff to take our brother and protect our brothers. So now it's like, we just got to do that on a wider scale and walk out into the world and do that. Right. So that's what I'm off.
I can dig it. So, before we get out of here, anything you want to put over? Anything you want to plug? Social media? Anything? Any projects?
But yeah, what is it? The social see, because look, I'm gonna let you know right now. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, yo, people might look at my joint and be like, "Oh, this might not be him. His numbers ain't up." Yo, I told you, like, I just turned 38 years old. I'm a dinosaur when it comes down to this social. So
Yo.
I'm about to, I'm getting right. Like I got, you know what I'm saying? My people, she showing me what it is. You know what I'm saying? I got one. My little bro was showing me what was good. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm with that. But yeah. What is it? Yeah. What's the Instagram? Oh, Scroggins, right? Oh, what is it?
So wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I can put it over later. I've been friends on Instagram, so it's all good.
No. We're gonna do it right now, though. See, I'm gonna show them how. See, this is what I'm saying. See, in this social media thing, all this instant stuff, you got to show how organic you are. You know what I mean? This is how organic I am. I'm like, yo, I don't even know what up.
This
Yeah,
is
go ahead.
If we gonna show it, you want to show it?
You want to show the joint?
No, I can do that. I can put that in post.
Right.
But you
Oh
can
yes.
tell
Yeah,
us
so
you can tell us what it is.
it's O.S. Scroggins. They got to spell that out. SC as in Calvin, ROGG as in Greg, INS. So
Right,
cool.
But
you can spell that.
I'll definitely put it over for you either way, man. But it's so funny you said that because that's one of the things I was thinking about too the other day. I'm like, yo.
Soon. Hey, then we're gonna start YouTubing and everything soon. We got some, a couple of things coming.
Cool. Yeah.
Real quick,
go for
just
it.
to let y'all know, we definitely getting on this YouTube wave. Y'all about to hear some of his other talents as far as rapping and little stuff that he got going on there too. Because my boy can rap. He do got the
bars.
It's just lyrical exercise, real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just a little exercise.
Yeah, I used to kill you. I don't know if I ever said it to your face, but when I was like, yo, I'm like, we were doing the web series. I'm like, yo, man, can jokers put their joint on Facebook or Twitter or something like that? And but even back then, I was like a Twitter dinosaur too back then. So
yeah. You used to be though, yo, and I was just not in the wave. I was just not on the wave, bro.
No, I can dig it, but now it's the wave.
Yeah, I'm on it. I just was like, man, it was just like I was just back then when you had privacy. You just going to get your jobs and everything, and ain't nobody know that. It was only the tabloids. Now the tabloids that came all the way to us.
Like we are the tabloid.
Paparazzi now, everybody.
No,
everybody.
You never lied. You never lied, man. Always gotta look out for the cell phone.
The camera crew, and everybody's everything now. You know what I'm saying? So you got to change with the wave. You know what I mean? I've been in this game so long, so you got to change with the wave.
No, I can dig it. All right, brother, man. I'm gonna let you go, bro. I appreciate your time. Seriously, man.
I appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We always got together and got down like that. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do these projects though. We definitely gonna talk. I'm gonna let you know when we have some meetings going on. We're gonna get it together.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man.
You know what I'm saying? You got my math now, so
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, bro. All right, man. Have a good night, brother.
All right, bro.
All right, Omar Scroggins, baby.
Yeah, man, that's what it is. Catch that Power season 6. Y'all gonna store for something crazy, man.
All right, brother. All right. Later.
Even know how to hang up. Oh, wow.